Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Ohmen Duel between GermanCopium playing as the 4th Motorised Division, and he's going up against Jewbacca playing as the 16th Belgian Division. So we'll go through the deck reviews, then we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always timestamps in the description. Right, so these are the deck reviews. First we have GermanCopium, he's playing 4th Mot. Probably my favourite div in the game, although Bueno, the new Spanish Bueno division, is mucho bueno. Even though it's actually a lot weaker than 4th Mot, I just really like playing it. I'm finding it fun. I'll probably get sick of it as I just lose over and over to people I would otherwise beat if I was on a better div. But anyway, enough about me, let's talk about the deck. So yeah, 4th Mot, basically you get there with your forward deployment and then you just buy Guerrillian tanks, and that's all there is to it. It can be worth getting a forward deployed CV. You end up on a map like Chandra, you want that forward deployed CV so you can just sit there for ages. Or an infantry CV of some description. I believe I just bring the cheaper one. I believe I just bring this one. But you can have the forward deployed one if you want. Should have started in the Logi tab. You only need 2 cards of supply on this div. Because you don't have a huge... Unless you're packing the ARM 70, you do not need 3 cards of supply here. Yeah. This 3 per card, this is half the price. You can buy 2 of these for the price of this. That makes your forward deployment, that makes your early game that much stronger. If you just open with 2 of these, at which point you don't need the forward deployed CV. So I would caution against the forward deployed CV, but there it is. Fallschirmjäger Metis is good. This thing, I prefer the Conkers, but I get the idea because like this goes at 90 and this actually goes at 100. Honestly, these are probably really good now. The accuracy went up 5 or 10%, I think. I think it was all the recoilless rifles. I don't know if it was just all of them except this one. Either way, this does the same thing as this, but has a bit more sort of early game oomph. But well, no, this is probably just better, frankly. Pioneers. So I recently lost a game against Pioneer Flams, so maybe they might be useful. But the thing is, right, you actually have satchels here, so you might not need these Pioneers. You can bring them anyway if you want, right, it's up to you. But why not try this and just see if it works for you, and if it doesn't, take it out. Right, we're here to learn. Because you've already got the satchels, right? And then Motschutsen in the, yes, this is the one you want. And you only get 2 cards, which is a shame. And then card of Motschutsen BTR. Yeah, I suppose you could get something like this, but I suppose this can work. Grenade launchers, very good. Motshots and SVD are very nice. I like these a lot. But yeah, no Conkers. Honestly, let's see if we can find you 1 AP somewhere. So yeah, Acacias and then Mortars for smoke in the MTLB so you can pack it up and not die to counter battery. This I bring at no vet so I can just spam out these bastions. But yeah, if you're not buying 6 in a game, then sure, you can bring it at 1 vet. And that means you can actually use it in a real fight. Tank CV, yeah, okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 CVs. 2 of these, yeah, at 1 vet. You want these, really. These are really nice for the early game. You want that 2 vet. And then this, you either bring this for more aggressive plays or this for more defensive plays. But because you've got this, don't really see the point in the pack empty. So, like, do you need both of these? Like, I guess this is a nice squad. At this point, I definitely wouldn't be bringing the Motshots and BTR because you've got wheeled infantry, plenty of it. Just gives you more AP to work with. Like, no recon helo, very sad. These are nice for going around the side and hurting people. This and this have a bit of an overlap. This is for letting your tank see very far, because it's exceptional. And this can let them see sort of far, but not as far, but it's mainly for driving around the sides and taking the piss. But you can do that with this, or any of these SPW-70s you've got 2 cards of, so... now we can come back here and get this... Right? Really nice in the early game at 2 vet. Just try it. And then, yeah, no recon helo. I would bring that in the KPVT at the very least, but like, how much infantry recon do you need, really? You got so much infantry. AA, so this got buffed this patch. It now carries 8 missiles instead of 4. The idea is you send this with that. But if you're just going to play more of a frontline thing and not do a lot of backline action, then this is better because it can shoot further. But like, this is nice. It's now got 8 missiles, so you don't have to send a supply with it. Igler, yeah, so a lot of people really like bringing these for the early game, but basically what happens is it misses and then you die. So you want to open with, if you're doing an airborne forward deployment, you just open with 1 or 2 of these, depending on how many you think the enemy's going to open. I really do rate the recon helo over the 3 cards of infantry. So just get rid of 1 of them, it doesn't matter which one. A 3rd card of infantry. Like, why are you bringing this instead of this? I mean, okay, yeah, it's cheaper, but that's got flangers on it, and it's also 2 per card, which is the main advantage. And I just bring both of the 2 per card ones. I appreciate that. Oh, look, the Cocon icon's different. And it's a lot faster than the Phalanger, and it's got more range, so you can bring, you know, 1 of these if you want. Like, this is, the smaller missiles one is worse, right? But it costs the same, even though it's worse. It should be 5 points cheaper, really. It might give somebody a reason to bring it, but... Or you can bring both of these and just lose. And then full tab of this, so I like this one. It's fun in the early game. But like, so instead of these 2, I bring this and this, but high altitude bombers got buffed, and I haven't actually played 4th a lot since then, so maybe this is good now, but it's got a 3-minute reload. This also has a 3-minute reload, and it will one-shot a heavy tank. Right? So, and it's got more ECM. So the one on, obviously it's more expensive than the cluster one, which will probably also one-shot a heavy tank. And then yeah, this only has a 2-minute reload. This thing is kind of like a high-level meme machine, basically because of the mega range. You just send it out and just like evac it just before it fires a missile, and it'll fire the missile and just loop away. And usually it'll miss, but it's a lot of fun to use because it can do it every 30 seconds. This one has the same missile, but it flies too low to the ground to actually use it properly, so don't bring this one. His opponent, Jewbacca, Warno's angriest man, is playing Belgium. So yeah, I think it's mostly built well. 5, 7, 9 CVs is a bit overkill, really. I mean, I wouldn't bother with that. At the very least, this should just be this one. It's just better. 6, that's because they're the same. 5, okay, whatever. I mean, alright, if you want that unit. Do you not want a card? You want a card of reservists, really, to just pad everything out. You can bring in this if you want. I just like them in the trucks, I believe, if I remember correctly. Forward deployed guys at 100 kilometers an hour. It's nice to have. These you can have at 2 vet. Just because you get 15 of them at 2 vet. The Halfa is so bad. I tried using it recently. It's very, very bad. Don't bring the Halfa. Now you can upvet these and get 2 howitzers, because the main thing you're going to be facing is these MMG teams everywhere, right? The other thing is you should have a card of Milan 1s as well. So that's 3 AP. Where can we find 3 AP? Here. You've got a few too many tanks, I feel. This is a 3 AP slot, and that would be 2. Well, it could be nice on the CV tank, but like, if you just get rid of a card of these, for starters, like, why don't you have the Striker? It's nice. It's a nice piece of kit. This can also be very useful on the defense. But yeah, the Striker's pretty cool on the defense. It's got nice range, and it fires a lot of missiles. It's pretty fast, mediocre stealth. Like, this is your... But well, you definitely need that Milan 1 thing, then. Because that's the strat. You get there first, and then you just fill it everything with these 3 and all the ATGMs and the tanks, right? It's a 2-point slot. It's also a 2-point slot. But how much value are you getting out of these snipers? I mean, come on, really? Like, why do you need this if you have this for the forward deployment? And this also comes in a truck, and it's got ground defense, right? Like, I mean, you don't need 3 cards of infantry recon, right? The Eclairs are 8 guys. They're good fighting recon, so I like those. But you know, you can bring these if you want. Bring him in the 50 cal, and then there you go. You got some nice, cheap, spammable recon. Probably Novet's best, and can go fast through the forest and hit people with the laws and whatever. Sure, whatever. 2 AP, and then you can sort of downvet this maybe and get the striker, or even the Milan 2, right? Or this, I'd probably swap one of these out for this at like 1 or even 2 vet. Can be very, very nice on the defense. Or you can just have 6 small leopard ones. I mean, that works as well. But look how much armor it is. It's just, well, okay, whatever. Vads, yes, you don't need it at 1 vet. That doesn't really do much for you. It's already at 30% accuracy. Probably want as many of those as possible. Gepard at 1 vet, okay. It's probably a bit more... Well, I don't know. Because this is more expensive, so you tend to have fewer of them. This is better because it's cheaper and more available. You don't need 8 TOTUs. It's not like it fires multiple at once. I really would be bringing 2 cards of fighters, and then it's like this is nice for the funny early game, haha, double bomb drop, whatever. But this can work better because it's 3 per card. It's got 30% ECM compared to 20, and it's got the exact same flight characteristics as these. So the idea is early game you send this out, and as the game goes later, you send this out in front of the bomber just so the bomber doesn't die. But yeah, you can get rid of the striker and bring like a second card of ASFs because your AA situation is really bad. So this thing's also not bad, but it's not as good as these two. So that's it for the deck reviews. Now we'll go back to the match. I'll match up the deployments in the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, in terms of the matchups, I think 16th Belgium is the better div. Both of these divs kind of do the same thing. You want to get somewhere first, and then you just kind of want to sit on it with a bunch of tanks, sort of medium tanks and ATGMs, bit of artillery, and so on. 4th Mark gets better AA, but 16th Belgium gets better tanks, and it gets like ground surveillance radar and stuff like that, which is pretty helpful. So, in terms of the map, generally there's a lot of fighting over Boris, but Gregory and Dmitry generally see a lot of action. Essentially, whichever side you're on, you want to sort of send a couple guys down here and just lock this down. And if you can lock this down, right, then you can get in quite easily. The map is basically symmetrical, but for example, right, if blue gets to here, he can kind of cut the reinforcements, right? But not as well as if red gets to here, because this is just more open, so that's a little bit of an advantage for red. I don't really think it matters. And then like red gets a church, but blue gets this forest, for example, and it gets this building, which is quite nice actually, because it basically gives you this whole part of the map. So I think the map is balanced. I mean, it's basically symmetrical. Looking at the deployments, we've got Jewbacca here, and on the left we got some TOTUs, basically a TOTU down every road. For whatever reason, he's given it a fast move order, not an attack fast move order. So, I'm not sure why he's done that. And then 2 Eclairs, forward deployed Eclairs, 100 kilometers an hour, so they should beat the Fallschirmjäger there, because apart from the ATGMs and the CV, I suppose the CV does have AT, but it's the CV is obviously not going to rush Gregory, right? These are all 90, so you'd expect these to get here first. But he's deploying them quite conservatively. Like this one could definitely go there, and this one could definitely go there, or even there. Behind that, we've got a Minstrel and a CV. For mid, we've got 3 MG teams, a Minstrel, ground surveillance radar unit, Milan 2 in this building. Interesting. Okay. Typically, I don't know, wouldn't you want it like here and then you put it there or something? I don't know. And then 2 Leopard 185s and a Gepard. On the right, we've got some Eclairs and a CV. Switching to his opponent's deck, we've got, or deployment even, got GermanCopium here, and he's definitely focusing on mid, right? So we've got, on the right, just an Aufklärer in a very defensive position, and the forward deployed CV for Anna. Conker's team, looking there to shoot down there. Unspeakable 1 going for this building, and then it presumably will move up to here. Then we've got Supply, 2 Iglas, 4 Fallschirmjäger Metis, 2 for mid, and 2 for the left. 2 Einsatzgruppe, but not the satchel ones, the other one. For mid, and then 2 Sprechtungs Tower, whatever, for also for mid. So a lot of infantry going to mid. Forward deployed CV, which I don't know if it's been pathed or what. So he's actually opened 3 CVs. So there's a CV going to Lane and Dimitri. Forward deployed CV for presumably Santa Boris. And he's also got 1 tank. No T-55As, as we spoke about in the deck review. So let's cast the game. It's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. 1 join at the lowest levels worth 2,000 views. This is my sole source of income. I'm trying to make it full time. We're not quite there yet. I do still have to finish the PhD. If you don't want to do that, please just like the video. Channel joiners also get a Steam key for my game. You do have to fill out the survey, but then I'll send you a Steam key. The game is like Crazy Taxi. It's called Hearse Hero. Anyway, with these forward deployed CVs, you know, you've obviously got to do it very quickly, otherwise you've wasted your... There's no point getting the forward deployed CV if you don't do it quickly. So, first things first, it should unload right at the start of the zone, right? Cap it and then load back up and go to the next one. But yeah, lots and lots of points spent on CVs for red, so his early game is actually going to be quite weak. But blue, similarly, doesn't seem to understand the power that he has. He's not... Like, he would get there faster, but he's just not gone for it. Alright, one of these could easily get to there. And there you go, you own more than half the zone. So yeah, pretty weak deployment from blue. And that might mean that red can... red isn't punished for the CVs. So Humvee Tow 2 coming down here. It is on return fire. On fast move and return fire, so... It ran into something coming the other way, it would just lose 100% of the time because it's not even going to shoot it. Just what it is. Anyway, Einsatzgruppe and all the infantry's shown up, right? And blue doesn't really have that much here. He bought a fighter. Because I guess he was expecting a heli rush or something. And the MG teams, they have been nerfed. Their suppression went down to 15 in the newest patch. This was played just before that, so that's why it still says 20 there. And yeah, you know, they're good, but, you know, against 3 teams of Special Forces, okay, yes, the MMG team is going to lose, so... this can survive a Milan 2 hit, but you don't want to just... Well, okay, but yeah, you don't really want to be doing that. You just want to break the LOS and then come back in, and it won't reacquire the target, it'll just miss. So Einsatzgruppe beat the ESR. The ESR can't use its DMR at close range. Smoked after it missed. So that Humvee Tow 2 is in position. Still on Do Not Fire. But yeah, blue losing in mid, but winning on both sides. But he's not really pressing his advantage, right? Like, this could come down here, maybe. That sort of thing. It's hot chocolate, if you were wondering. So far, nobody's got a tick. Although, I guess red's about to get one. But blue's about to secure this. You need 100 points difference to win. But yeah, I mean, for red to open 3 CVs and only get 100 points up is not great, really. You'll notice there's a lot less of this forward-deployed CV business going on. Generally, people prefer just forward-deployed units, get in, and... in 1v1 certainly. In the 2v2s on something like Hesse, the forward deployed CVs are still very meta. But in the 1v1s, it's generally use forward deployment to take a zone and the CV can just come in second, right? You might as well just get as much on the front lines as possible. So Jewbacca, for whatever reason, choosing not to send this CV in, or this one, right? He's just going to go back here. He's choosing not to do this. The T-55s are also better against infantry, because these only have MMGs, the Leopard ones, whereas the T-55 have the Dushka, which is nice. And yeah, better against the ATGMs, but in a fight between a Leopard 1 and a T-55, the Leopard 1 will win. Except at very close ranges, where the T-55 will win. Generally, people's balanced perspectives are just shaped by the way they play the game. So I know somebody who's like, Leopard 1s are OP, Leopard 1s are OP. They beat T-72s. And then the next week they were like, T-72s are too good in close combat, and it's... oh my god. Well, maybe the T-72 wasn't weak after all. Just hadn't been using it in such a way where it would be useful. Basically, everybody who disagrees with me should be executed. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, Red's 200 points up now because for whatever reason, this guy just doesn't want to get his CVs in here. I mean, he's got 2 of them, right? And he's got these buildings he can just run in and hide behind this. He also had this position. I suppose that's gone now. But yeah, he's smoking. So will the CVs come in now? But why is he smoking there? I mean, this CV should be coming down this road and into here. Instead, he's going to sit it in the smoke. Oh, it's shooting now. So there you go, he got a BMP-1. Now the question is, how quickly will GermanCopium react to this? Like, so basically he should have noticed that and just immediately unloaded everybody. Looks like he's not noticed. Because like losing 1, that's fair enough, but it does come up here. He's lost a lot of units. He's losing a lot of units here. Is he going to react? He's just going to die. He's chosen death. This has missed eventually. I mean, it's got 2/3 accuracy, right? And it hit twice and missed once. Incredible. Incredible. So yeah, the Iltis is in here, but it's obvious that it's there, right? Whereas if you hide it back here or something, they can't actually see it. But yeah, Red definitely has a better chance in the town. So you see this, right? I mean, at closer ranges, the T-55 wins anyway. This is obviously a little more expensive. So yeah, the Belgium AA situation isn't amazing. Yeah, that's terrible, man. I mean, I know the bombs drop faster, but look at that line. Very easy to dodge. Don't rate this. I'd rather bring those 30 AP meme missiles and the heavy bomber that one-shot stuff. But yeah, 14 pen at max range means this 2-armor vehicle would survive, whereas a Leopard 1 would probably one-shot that at that range because it's got 3 more pen on the gun. Just depends what you want to do. It's good that these tanks have specific use cases, right? Oh, okay, for whatever reason this just didn't want to finish killing that. So, yeah, I mean the mech fusiliers are here, but why aren't these engaged? I suppose he's worried about this one tank. I mean, is he just not going to notice this is here? Like, what's going on? Just has to buy a helo and he can kill it. How many things has this killed? Mr. Von Richter. Right. Okay, he's finally noticed. He's lost a lot of units to this, but he's finally noticed. All he had to do was buy a helo and a recon helo, and yeah. Suppose there's a lot happening on the front lines. And yeah, the Iltis just accidentally went out of the zone a little bit there. But you can just hide behind this specific house, or even this house, or this house, right? It doesn't have to be in a cloud of smoke. But yeah, Jewbacca has a reputation in the community for freaking out, as it were, and just having massive meltdowns in the chat. Going on about how people only play OP divisions and stuff. This is crazy though. I mean, the amount of work value he got out of this, the amount of value he got out of that. So these are all dying with stuff inside them as well, so it's like 2, right? 4. That's probably an empty supply. 6, 5, 7, right? Or well, whatever, 6. And then I guess it must have missed here or something. So I think it killed about 6 units. We'll find out at the end. Von Richter. But yeah, look at the value this T-55's getting. The ability to survive a Milan 2 is very important. It means you basically have a second chance of life if you weren't paying attention. Rocket planes against IFVs is not going to work, really. Would expect this one to maybe die. Oh, mix it out. Yeah, I like 4th Mot a lot. I like Belgium as well. I mean, so 4th Mot was one of the first divs added to the game, and it was like not meta, basically, so I played it. I like playing the not meta divs. Came out at the same time as 2nd Panzergren, I think. Because they're adding one NATO on one Pact one. But 16th Belgium I kind of like as well, because so when this div first came out, it was absolutely bloody awful, and I played 60 games in a row of it in ranked, and I figured out what all the problems were, and I put all these problems to Eugene, and Eugene implemented my feedback, and we saved the division. And so it's got a special place in my heart, because of that journey I went on, and then as soon as it became powerful, everybody else starts playing it. Well... It is what it is. So this is a cool idea, but, you know, he needs, like, sub ATG, like BRDM2 Conquers or whatever, just SPWs, obviously. Not going to do too much here. They didn't die, though. Iltis got artilleried. Where was it specifically? It was there. So yeah, red has moved up too far here now for blue to get his CVs in. Like, now the smoke starts becoming more useful. Yeah, blue put too much on the sides, but then he didn't, like, capitalize on it. He just kind of sat on it. This cluster thing drops it, so he should just be able to move. Huh. That time it wasn't so much in a line, it kind of spread out. But the plane died, so that was actually not worth it for red. Thing is, blue, he's got to get his reinforcements all the way there, right? So, once red gets to here, they need to... I suppose they could use something like this, right? And you just get that to, like, there. And then they can't reinforce this so easily. They can use this road, but they tend not to. So yeah, just slow walking a bunch of infantry, and I mean, come on, where's the... He never killed this! So embarrassing. This is why you need the recon helo. You can also just buy the regular helo if you don't have a recon helo, right? Because there should be a cub between you and... You know, so you should be okay. Because the cub should cover you. Obviously, if he comes in like this, he'll still get you, but... Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing, because now there's just a bunch of guys sat here who should be on the front. There you go, cub moment. Now you gotta move the cubs. As soon as the cubs fire, you need to move the cubs. Same with Eyehawk, same with Stingers, same with basically everything. You just don't want to leave it in the same place for too long. Obviously, easier said than done. So you need to prioritize. The priority should be your heavy AA, your heavy RT. Just move after they shoot every time. And then infantry ATGM teams, in general ATGMs. But like infantry ATGMs in houses, if you've just hit something and killed it, and you don't have to like immediately shoot again, you should just move houses, because infantry ATGMs, very, very juicy targets for things like these M109s, they generally go on them. Because an ATGM in the open dies in one hit, basically, like a vehicle one, unless it's a Jaguar 2 or something, whereas one in a town, as you can see, that basically took like 4 hits. But yeah, you see the Dushka is a lot better than an MMG. I like the T-55s a lot. So a bit of an overextension here from red. Playing too fast and loose, and he's getting caught out here. All this has been stopped by 2 units, because he just didn't bring the right stuff. This is now resupplied, still not dead. But you know, he's on the +1. He's not losing his tanks as well, right? Because they can survive a TOW 2, and which his opponent does have, and they can also survive a Milan 2, so you're given extra lives, right? But yeah, I think he's microing his tanks really well. My tank micro is pretty bad, actually. Like, my heavy tank micro Because I'm too... Basically, these are mediums, right? So they're okay to use because you just kind of send them around. If they die, they die. The heavy tanks, you need to use it constantly or it's not paying for itself. But you can't let it die. So you need to use it constantly but always be paying attention to it. So it's obviously very hard to use properly. Yeah, Mosh Hudson are nice, man. They get the crazy 10 availability, which just doesn't make any sense because it's a very nice squad. Like, why do they get it and arm rifles don't? That should just be nerfed, actually. That's just really dumb, man. They get Resolute, 45 points, nice MG. Sorry, 2 MGs. The Resolute's basically free, but for whatever reason, they get nicer vet than everybody else. Doesn't make any sense. Because, like, Mech Fusiliers get the same nice vet. The Belgian Mech Fusiliers get the same nice vet. That's why you bring them at 2 vet. You might say, well, why are you not bringing the Mosh Hudson at 2 vet? Because the BMP-1 doesn't get that much better with 2 vet, whereas that autocannon vehicle gets pretty nice with 2 vet. But the thing with the Mech Fusiliers is they don't get the Resolute. And, you know, they don't have ATGMs on them. Their RPG's quite bad. They do have 3 machine guns, though, so their anti-infantry is actually a lot better. But... So rocket plane's back out. It's not going to hit anything. Might die here, although this, for whatever reason, has had fire turned off, so it's not going to shoot. But yeah, the Minstrels get it. It's only got like 10% ECM, and these have 60% accuracy, so... pretty high chance to hit. Not sure where you're going. To the grave, it seems. So yeah, we got the... Ooh, these can survive a TOW2, but not a TOW2 and a side shot from this, I suppose it was. That's... yeah, it's not ideal, really. So he's finally starting to bring the right things here. Gets the Leopard 1 with the rockets. Okay. Side shot or something? Yeah, yeah, it was a rear shot, okay. Side/rear there. Side armor will get 1 shot, yeah. Pretty rough gig. He has moved these up, though. Oh, the TOW2 died. But yeah, red kind of hemorrhaging stuff here, but attacking very aggressively. Jewbacca, he's not out of this game. He's getting some kills. Stacking up. Could probably push back in here, like there isn't too much in here. You just need some recon, because he can't see anything. This only has good optics. This has very good, so... Gets to there, you'll be able to see that. Leopard 1s can take that out. Need something here as well. Generally, when you're fighting for mid, you want to like do what blue has done here and just take your opponent's side things. Like red should be taking this. I mean, he's got up to here, but he should have guys in here. Because then you can, you know, put an ATGM in here and also shoot them from the side. It's very cool. So yeah, you see the BMP ones are going down there. Generally, you want them behind tanks, right? You don't want them fighting the Leopard ones. But yeah, it's an interesting kind of matchup with the Leopard ones because so all the things that one-shot them ATGM wise tend to be on NATO Milan 2s, TOW2s, right? The Pact's only one is like I suppose you got stuff like the Vickers or whatever. Wow, so you see the power of that. I mean that was that 2 armor there. That's why that died because of the lower pen. You should have smoked really, but. Yeah, so these are going to lose to those MAG teams now, so you probably should just run off. Kill this, and get this shooting them, but don't leave the infantry against them, they'll just die. Good smoke with this, right? Shoot, drop some smoke there, move this way, don't just stand there and die. He chose to stand there and die. Yeah, you can definitely get a CV in here now, I suppose, but he needs another one in mid, so there you go, blue is back. Blue is back. This is just, for whatever reason, trying to... Oh, it's probably... Did it route or something? It's just reversing into the Mosh Hudson. He's noticed now, but... I mean... Yeah, it happens from time to time. Red needs to sort this out. He needs one of those Special Forces guys in there, and maybe some Mosh Hudson. Push up to here. Get a guy here maybe and send him that way. That went from Milan 2, I think. Probably worth it. Oh, he did kill him. I mean, okay. Oh, he had some other stuff helping out, right? Oh, it's the SVDs, isn't it? Yeah, my bad. These are SVD mod shots. So actually they did win, because the SVDs just immediately cohesion nuke everything. It's like 2 machine guns worth of suppression, so you've got 4 machine guns worth of suppression. You're going to run out of suppression cohesion really quick, and then you're going to get taken out. So that's what we witnessed. Sorry, my ears are very itchy for whatever reason. So yes. Smoke, maybe, or just get killed, I mean. So yeah, Jewbacca's sort of got this a bit better locked down. When you're fighting with tanks, you always want an ATGM with them, and Redfall's really good at that, because they get the BMP ones, with the Motshutson, for example. You always want an ATGM with them, or a BRDM2 Conkers or something like that, because the tanks don't do that much cohesion damage. Like, the suppression is only 142, whereas this is 225, so it's like twice as much. So the idea is that the ATGMs, yeah, they do a bit of damage and so on, but the main thing is if the enemy tank has no cohesion, it's going to miss, it's not going to do anything, etc. So the plan is to aid in the cohesion nuking so you can win the games. Ooh. That was an expensive supply. Is he going to strafe that Milan too? This Minstrel, for whatever reason, has just not been in a good position at all. So Fallschirmjäger coming in here. This guy's going to die, right? But the CV's been sent back. So this realistically should be like there or something. Or there. You don't want them both in the same. This isn't really contributing, right? But he's got in there, and he's got in here as well. He's using the mobility of his division, right? Motorized division, 4th Motshutson, motorized shooters. So I don't know if he survived that and this killed him, or it was a bit of both. But yeah, it was a good idea, bomb it, and then he has to walk into you or whatever. I'm surprised he's not bought an Acacia yet, right? One Acacia, you start hitting things like this, and this. Those MMG teams, those pesky MMG teams. But yeah, I don't think Red's got a good solution to this at all. He's sort of hedging his bets a bit, because he kind of has to. Looks like he's sorted this one out. Conkers might claim another victim, though. I mean, these don't have good optics. For whatever reason, ATGMs basically have to fire twice until most things can see them. But, you know, you make ATGMs too strong, medium tanks just... Sorry, if you make ATGMs spottable too easily, medium tanks just kill everything. Because they just, you know, I see you. Just kill them. So there you go, the primary Conkers got taken out. Generally, you want them at, like, the edge of their range. So when it's here, it's not actually a good place to be, because when they come through here and they can actually shoot back already. Whereas if it's here, then it can't. Either way, I can't see this Iltis getting in, although this has just fired 5 rounds. Okay. So, BMP1 coming in. The air spam from Red's doing well. He's getting in here. Those did end up going down to the Conkers, I suppose. As did that to the unspeakable one, Hoffman. But yeah, if you play like 27th against Leopard 1 divs is very funny, actually, because you get the Conker's M, which one-shots every Leopard 1 in the game. And, you know, something which is usually reserved for NATO divisions. And so that's always a lot of fun. Guys just choosing to sit around and get shot, but then the GG. I mean, Red had basically taken both sides, so it makes sense. See, you've got GermanCopium, who's played 1 game, and he's won. But yeah, from what I've been told, he only recently started playing multiplayer. So with 34 games, he's beaten one of the better players in the game. The rank ladder's just been reset, so that's why that's like that. Jewbacca, right? Rank ladder's just been reset, but he's got 3,000 games. So this guy with 634 games has beaten this guy with 3,000 games. And that's why you should watch Hippie YouTube videos, right? Because you're going to learn. But you have to try and implement the learnings. You can't just learn. You got to implement it as well. Otherwise, you haven't really learned. Hopefully that makes sense. There he is, Von Richter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7.